My parents were both entrepreneurial. I've seen them work together on multiple ventures, sewing factories to fried chicken shop to shower filters. As you can imagine, conversations around the dinner table were always really interesting. I then, growing up here, went to USC, majored in business administration and concentrated in entrepreneurship. That was actually where I started my first company, which was a bamboo toilet paper company. And that kind of sparked the love for creating consumer products. So things that we touch and feel every day, that we use every day, how can we 10x that? When I was a junior at USC, we became the #1 selling bamboo toilet paper on Amazon. And this was back in 2010 or so. In 4 years, I exited that company. I took some time off. I tracked my cars on the racetrack, and I started getting really bad neck pain. I was just very curious as a consumer why I was getting neck pain, how I could solve it, visiting physical therapists, doctors. And this was at a time when there were a ton of bed-in-a-box companies coming out. I was sleeping on the same pillow for like 10 years, and I am ashamed to admit that. I returned 7 different pillows before finding the right one for myself. And so I was curious, what if there was a better way for the modern day consumer, taking in your body stats, sleep positions, and preferences into account, being more data-driven to find this one product that everybody needs and that can really impact your performance during the day. I created this one sheet, what the process would look like in terms of customizing the pillow, from the warehouse operations to the website, who would be great partners, how much it would be to start something like this and put it out in the world. For the first one, which is the custom pillow, the flagship product, we talked to a ton of sleep researchers and also even the physical therapist I was going to at the time, and kind of playing around with different materials. We know that there's memory foam pillows, fill pillows, or there's latex. We purchased every single thing out there and started this is not a word, but Frankensteining and sewing pillows together and trying to see the different types of feel and thicknesses that there should be for just a general customer. We want to create a custom product, but we want to scale that process as well. We thought of that really, really early on, me and my co-founder, Kevin, who is our COO as well. As we started getting those first customers, it was really, really important to talk to them and refine that product. For the Pluto pod, which quickly became our second flagship product, that was during the pandemic. We stopped our warehouse operations, but then thinking about what would travel look like when we're back out there again? What about travel pillows? All I see are those U-shaped products. There's gotta be something better where you can actually enjoy the journey on the way to the destination and be well-rested, hit the ground running. I have IDEO, who created the first Apple mouse, the Willow breast pump, an amazing company, and we worked together to design and develop the Pluto pod. As we scale though, people were starting to ask, what's another product that you can have that helps me support my knees and my body while I sleep, or I can lounge around with? So the Pluto Puff, the body pillow, is something where we heard the customers and we developed that, and there are a lot more in the pipeline that we're thinking about for 2025. I really admired a lot of different types of leaders and CEOs, and when I was younger, I really tried to emulate certain people, and I thought there was going to be this blueprint. And I want to just tell myself that there isn't a blueprint. Your own style will come out no matter what. And really knowing yourself, the type of leadership that you want to create, and what's ultimately right for your company could be completely different than what you've seen out there. And I think that would be one thing that I would tell myself. You can look for inspiration, but there is no blueprint, and you have to do what's best for your industry, your company, your team. So before Shark Tank, we've already pitched to about 200 different investors throughout Silicon Valley or New York City. I would say know that investor really well. On Shark Tank, I knew each and every shark and try to get as much information as possible on their sleep so I can tailor the pitch to them, really connect with them in a personal way. At the end of the day, it boils down to the size of your market, your traction, show traction, whether it's users or revenue or the shipping product. And I would say why now and why you? Work on your pitch each time you come back from one. There's always going to be new questions, and know your numbers. Shark Tank was an incredible experience when you're pitching so much, and Shark Tank was probably our 200 something pitch. You kind of get used to your pitch. So you deliver it in a way that it's like, oh, this is like my 200th time. But that person, it's their first time listening to you pitch. So you want to give them sort of that gift. Like, this is the first time I'm talking about this, the enthusiasm, the energy. I think that still goes a long way in pitch meetings. I think it's just really important to remind partners or investors why women-owned businesses are such a smart investment too. We make the bulk of purchasing decisions. From my experience, you'll come across various types of folks in the VC world or the Silicon Valley tech bro culture. There's a lot of microaggressions or excuses. And I think what's really powerful is actually those meetings, you're able to suss out exactly who you want on the cap table and seeing what's a really good partner that I would want to go on this journey with. Allraise, which is an organization, has been really helpful for me, especially in the beginning back in 2020. They were really helpful in introducing people to me, and there's a great supportive community there. It's important when you're starting a company to start the first couple of steps, get some momentum. You don't have to see the whole way. The road becomes a little bit clearer each step of the way. Start and look for that community of women entrepreneurs that can help too. I think top of mind is like, wow, Pluto, the products we created, all the customers that we've helped. But the happiest is when I come to work with a team that is just awesome. Our team is something that I am so proud of putting together. There's pillow builders, our amazing CX lead, our marketing person. Everybody is so aligned on the goal. I think that's been my proudest, is creating an awesome team.